Hello, welcome to Science Jump. Today we're going to be looking at ions and the periodic table. More specifically, if someone gives you an ion, whereabouts in the periodic table has it come from? So the first thing we have to know is, why do ions form in the first place? And the answer to that is that they want to be like the nearest noble gas, basically the elements in group 18 or group 8, depending on what you call it. Now, the noble gases have a full outer shell of electrons, which makes them very stable. Okay? So all of these have 8 valence electrons. 8 is the full number. So if you're one of these elements over here, one of the atoms in the other groups, they don't have a full shell. So you either lose electrons or gain electrons to get the full shell, and that's what forms ions. So let's have a look at what happens in the periodic table itself. Okay, so with group 1, we've got 1 electron in the outer shell. So you can either lose an electron or you can gain 7 electrons. So which is it going to do? Of course, it's much easier to lose an electron. And when it does that, it gives a positive 1 charge, because each electron is negatively charged. So when you lose a negative charge, the overall charge of the atom becomes positive, hence positive 1. In group 2, a similar thing happens. They've got 2 electrons on the outside shell, and so they can either gain 6 or lose 2, and it's much easier to lose 2, giving all of these atoms here a charge of +2. And you can extend that same reasoning to group 13 and group 14. So this is +1, +2, +3, +4. Now going over to the other side, we've got group 17. These have 7 valence electrons. 7 electrons on the outside. So they only need 1 more extra electron. So you add an electron and they become negatively charged, -1. Okay? With group 16, they've got 6 valence electrons, so they need 2 more extra electrons to get that full shell, so they become -2. Group 15 is the tricky one, because they've got 2 negatively charged ions forming at the top, and all of the rest of them become positively charged. Okay? And it also must be said that boron and carbon do not form a charge at all up here. Okay? So that's the general pattern of ion formation in the periodic table. So these, group 18, they don't form ions. All of these are +1, +2, +3, +4. These are -1, -2. And these could be +3 or -3 in group 15, depending on where they are. Okay? And of course, remember, the positive charges are called cations, and the negative charges are called anions. Okay? It's a lot to remember, I know, but hopefully it makes a little bit of sense, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.